So I recently had a call with a former student of mine who was in my first year teaching APUSH, which also happened to be the first year I was a teacher at all.
You know, it was a little rough. I think one of the first few classes we had, I remember we spent about the first 30 minutes seeing how well you could draw the United States, like on the whiteboard. So that was kind of the tone, you know, for that first year. When I took the exam, I ended up getting a 3, but if you would have interviewed me right afterwards, I really would have felt like I got a 2. So probably got lucky with some multiple choice.
Well, I mean, I helped you out some, right? Like I gave you something to go in there with.
Who's to say? But yeah, maybe necessarily the proper tools weren't given to us to be fully prepared. I would say I was, somewhat prepared.
Now here's the thing, I went to the official APUSH training like I thought I had all the tools that I needed, but as my students went and sat in that classroom to take their exam, all of a sudden, I wasn't sure. Now, to be clear, I was exceedingly glad to be done with a year that felt like it was the hardest thing I had ever done in my life. But as I sat there alone for those 3 hours and 15 minutes, that relief gave way to fear. And that fear was articulated like this: I don't know that I did enough for my students. I don't know that I prepared them as well as I should have for this exam.
Somewhat prepared.
It wasn't because I didn't want to, it wasn't because I didn't try, but I think sitting there in that moment, I realized I don't think I was given the proper tools to teach this course. And that's when I thought back to the training that I had received. It was not in any way geared towards someone like me, someone who knew nothing, someone who didn't have any grasp whatsoever on this concept. It was more geared towards experienced teachers. And I wonder if any of you teachers are feeling the same way that I was feeling that day. Like you're looking around, you're looking towards next year, and you're thinking, man, if something doesn't change, I don't know if I can keep going. Like, I don't know if I did enough for my students, but I don't know what else I could have done. Now, the best teachers give their students the right tools at the right time in the right place. But how are you supposed to know what the right tools are if you've never been given them? And if you feel like you haven't been given the right tools, then let me just remind you that I'm hosting summer teacher training this summer in July. I would love to see you there. It's for APUSH, it's for AP World, and it's for AP Government. This is focused on new teachers, like teachers in their first 5 years. And we're gonna do everything we can to get you feeling confident to teach your students. APUSH and AP World will have a live and a digital option. AP Gov is only digital this year. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions from teachers who have been teaching for longer than 5 years asking, can we come as well? Yeah, absolutely, you can absolutely come. Just know that we are focusing on the basics here. But if you want a refresher, feel free to come. Oh my gosh, it is 7:30 in the morning. It is already hot. How is that possible? After we completed the training last year, I asked teachers for an anonymous review of the training, and let me read you one of my favorites, but let me find a place to sit down.
Abandoned cabin deep in the woods?
Yes, please. I mean, just listen to this. Steve, Eileen, and Kelsey, I can't express how great this training was. I've had to do so many types of PD, and of course, pre-planning days at most schools have horrible time-wasting meetings. This training was like a directed discussion with family. The other added part was creating a culture where we remember why we love teaching and loving our students and each other. I choked up and was teary when we ended yesterday. I mean, come on, that is magnificent. Anyway, I don't want you to struggle the same way I did my first year, my first couple of years, and so consider this my formal invitation for you to join us this summer at the summer teacher training. I would love to meet you. My team would love to get you trained up in such a way that you feel confident going into that course and confident when those students are in that exam to say, oh, I did it. So if you want to sign up, the link is in the description. Also in the description, you'll see a link to a video that I made specifically for administrators to explain what we're going to do in this training. If they're concerned about funding this, then show them that and maybe it'll help. Much love. I'll see you this summer.
Somewhat prepared.